Hello, welcome everyone to Attitude TV. This episode, we are going to be focusing on Dye with Attitude, which is our hair dye brand. This episode, we're going to be sharing with you a little story about how we first got started. We're going to have our wonderful panel of guests on this side, actually, who are going to talk to you a little bit about their experiences of using our products, give you a few tips, answer some questions. Speaking of which, if you've got questions, feel free to ask them in the comments there. They'll pop up on our screen and we'll be able to answer them for you. So to start off with this, I'll tell you a little bit how we got started. What we did was we noticed that the vast majority of top-selling products that we had on Attitude Holland were hair dye. And so we kind of had a look into it. So that's the most in-demand product that we have. How can we give our customers, which we feel like we've got a pretty good rapport with our customers and a good relationship with them. We wanted to give them something that they hadn't seen before and that could kind of fill in a little niche where something was maybe lacking. So we did our best to formulate these colors. We handpicked them, we hand named them. And a year later, after we first started, we launched this year, and it's been going really well for us so far. And most of all, we've really loved seeing what you guys have created with our products, the amazing looks that you guys have created. And speaking of which, we've got a little video before I introduce our panel of guests showing off your creations that you have done with our products. So enjoy. Welcome back, everyone. And as you will have seen in that video, we've got our panel of guests today that consist of some people that you will have seen in that video. And they're going to tell us a little bit about their experiences of using the products. But first of all, introduce themselves and a little bit of information about them. So let's start off with Brenda. You will have seen her at the beginning of the video there with this amazing kind of forest fairy look with the orange hair there. Welcome, Brenda.
Hi, my name is Brenda, also known as Brani Brenda on Instagram. I'm 36 years old. I have a beautiful daughter. I'm from the Netherlands. I work in retail, and things I love to do in my spare time is just being creative, making things, dyeing my hair, of course. Even though it's blonde right now, it won't be for long. I love doing makeup and photo shoots, just letting my fantasy go loose. And if there's anything else you'd like to know, just let me know in the comments.
Thank you so much, Brenda. It's great to have you here. We're going to go to Lily next. You will have seen Lily in the video with this amazing split dye that she had with Jealous and Moody. But currently, she has got another split dye, but with Ecstatic and Daring. Welcome so much. Welcome, Lily. It's so nice to have you here. Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Lily Bundark on Instagram. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Guatemala, and currently I live in the Netherlands almost 3 years now. And I've been dyeing my hair like 15 years now, or 14 years now. And I started with these bright colors not too long. because in Guatemala it's really hard. But also, I am a makeup enthusiast. I like to do a lot of makeups with this alternative twist because I'm really like this aesthetic and doing all about it. So yeah, nice to meet you all. And if you have some questions or comments, you can also let us know.
Yeah, Lily, I think your video is out. Would you be able to try and reconnect? Because we've currently got just a freeze frame of you right now, and we need to see you.
Okay, let me check. Now you can see me.
We can just see a freeze frame of you. I'm gonna, if you want to disconnect and try and reconnect, I'm gonna go over to the next person, then see if we can get you back.
Okay.
Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move on to Henna now. You would have seen her in the video with this amazing ombre with moody and dramatic. But yeah, welcome, Henna.
Hi, my name is Henna, or Hensunsi in Instagram, and I'm from Finland. I'm 25, and I've been dyeing my hair for 13 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. My hobbies include, well, doing hair, obviously, because why not? Doing a lot of makeup, nails, different types of accessories, SFX makeup, and a little bit of fitness, but you know, just so I can eat candy.
Hi, Lily. Yeah, we've got her back now. That's great. Sorry to interrupt.
Welcome back. And yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop any.
Great, thank you so much, Henna. And last but not least, we have Sophie. Welcome, Sophie. The picture that you would have seen in the video was, I think that's jealous, brave, and a little bit of sensitive mixed in to make that kind of pastel look. But today you've got this amazing purple.
Thank you very much. It's purple and pink, also colors of you guys. I'll talk about that later. So I'm Schmofi on Instagram, Sophie in real life. I'm 29 years old. I live in a really small town in Belgium with my boyfriend and my 3 dogs. I've also not had my natural hair color for about 15 years, so like half of my life. Not missing it at all. My hair used to be like holy to me. It always has been holy to me, but like not in the way that I won't touch it. I just can't seem to stop messing with it, either with coloring or cutting it. So as you can see in the pictures, I had like a longer cut, and I was planning to keep it like until after this video, but
the impulse came.
Yeah, the impulse was too strong.
And I love it, the new haircut.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm trying to bring the mullet back, like Brand
I've
Mondo
seen quite a few people doing that recently. It's quarantine shaving your head bald or quarantine mullets. I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. This is my lockdown mullet.
Oh, it looks great.
Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no worries. It's really great getting you guys on here because I think from what we can see, we've all got very diverse styles, and you guys have all been able to create such unique looks, and that's what we love seeing in our like tags on Instagram. It's like what you guys have been able to create with our product, because sometimes you guys come up with ideas that we never would have thought of, but it's just so inspiring to see. Let's start off with when did you guys first get started with doing your hair, and to begin with, how did you guys start? Shall we start with, let's start with Brenda.
Yes. Now, I think I was about 12 when I got my first hair job in my hair, and then it was just some light streaks, and with these brighter colors, with these semi-permanent hair dyes, I think about 5 years now.
Nice.
Yes.
We've got a quick question. I think that's to you, Henna, is how did you get that perfect aquamarine hair color that you've got going on? What did you make?
I mixed jealous with moody. So because I had a little bit blue tint left in my hair after bleach washing it, I decided that the blue tint will make the green like too vibrant. Like there's no such thing as too vibrant, but I want it deeper. So I just added Moody to the mix. So just adding a deeper blue to the green will just give you this, I guess.
Yeah, and actually, Shmofi, I think just in case it was to do with your picture, what did you mix to create that kind of pastel aquamarine that you had in that picture?
It was a very, very diluted mix of Jealous and Brave. So like mostly blue with like a tint of green and a lot of dilution.
Great. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Bacon Pancakes, for asking that. But yeah, feel free, guys, if you've got any questions, to just put them in there and we'll answer them when we can. Okay, so next up, let's go back to you, Henna. What got you first started in your explorations with your hair?
I started when I was 12 with box dye. Like I think everybody, we've ruined our hair with box dye.
I'm guilty.
I dyed my hair with box dye for 5 or 6 years until I was like, I'm frying my hair off. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I found out about semi-permanent hair dye. I've never gone back, ever.
Yeah.
So it's semi-permanent from here on out, all just bald, because that's how it looks. It's the game.
What about you, Lily?
I started also with some box hair dye. I started with black because, you know, in this kind of Latin American countries, like having these kind of dark hairs with these alternative aesthetics, it goes on, and I really like to think out of the box, and also I have to go to school and all that, and
you didn't really have the opportunity to be like crazy just yet.
Yeah. Then I went into red. Then I tried some kind of copper. Also, all these colors was with in a hair salon. So my
Leave it
hair
to the
doesn't
professional.
go really bad. Then when I moved here to the Netherlands, because I was pregnant, I let my hair grow because you can't bleach it when you're pregnant, I believe. So yeah, then I bleach it and use a lot of brighter colors. It started with fuchsia. Then I go bored and I use green about
I think we can all relate to getting bored and thinking just like, I need to make something crazy go on here.
Yep.
I started with green. Then I did some split hair dye because my hair was getting long. So I tried. I thought, yeah, this could be.
You've done some really good split dyes, like the one in the video before with the Moody on one side and Jealous on the other side. That was a great one, and I love what you've got going on at the moment as well.
I didn't know if that is going to be looking good.
Well, it did.
It did. So yeah, then I was thinking like I was feeling like maybe I'm going to be something like orange again, because I really like these warm tones, and I really like orange. So I thought, well, now it's going to be black in orange. So,
well, you look great. Thanks so much. What about you, Sophie? Where did you get your start?
Well, I started when I was about 14, when I was really bored. I have like this blonde, but like a really boring blonde.
Boredom, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's always boredom, and of course it first started with box dye, being curious. You know, first time I actually went kind of crazy. The first time I went like a bright orange, but which was not a flattering orange, like a really ugly carrot. Like orange.
From some people, they have the faces to pull it off. Like I've never been able to do like a red or an orange or something like that. Pink is pushing it, personally.
Of course, it depends on the shade of your skin, but also like the shade of the color. And it was, of course, box dye. It was like a balayage gone wrong. Like I really gone wrong. So I had that for a few weeks, and after that I went dark for years, but also with box dye. Eventually I started bleaching it really bright, but like at the hairdresser, so I didn't do it myself at the first time. And then actually I started using demi and semi-permanent dye for toning my blonde hair. So I would use like the purple and the silver shades to tone the blonde, and I really liked the outcome and how it made my hair feel. And then you start looking into the brand of what you're buying, and they have other colors. They have pink, they have blue. Oh my god, I want to try it all. So yeah,
It's like getting
now it's just
it's like an
never
addiction.
stops.
It's like, I'll just try this one, and then I'll just try this one, then I'll just try this one.
Just like apple picking, just one more, one hurt.
Yeah, just one more.
And then
It is an addiction.
Look at us, like.
I think
And especially
we can all
when you
agree it's an addiction.
Yeah, and especially when you see it in other ones, and you see a color that you like, and you think, I need that color.
So it's the next one.
Yeah.
What is it about messing around with your hair that that really appeals to you guys? Like Henna, what draws you to kind of like, because I know you said you're into makeup and SFX and nails. Like what kind of draws you to messing with your hair?
Well, for me, it's about bringing my personality out and just like experimenting with the different looks, because I like the only thing I haven't have is like really bright yellow hair, and that's it. Like everything else, every shade variation of purple, every green hue of or anything I've had. And it's just I like to mix it up. Like I get bored, like we established. Bored. Well, quarantine life has made like so many people dye their hair. It's like, oh, well, here are the OGs who've been bored for like a decade, so we have hair dye. But yeah, I like mixing it up, and then for makeup things, like when I dye or re-dye my hair, I always get more
Inspired.
Inspired to do looks, and then just like make a bunch of looks with that, different type of things, and then just like take pictures of those, and then I'm just like, okay, now I can just like sit out and maybe fade it, like let it fade, and then dye it again, and then like get re-inspired. Because I think for the longest time I had like one same hair color. Was like I had 2 years I had a blue hair, and that's like the longest of the 10 years that I've kept a color.
One color.
That's impressive. You managed to stick with it for that long, because I couldn't.
It's so boring. But it's so
What about you, Lily? What kind of inspired you to start playing around with different hair colors?
I always loved dyeing hair, but because I come from Guatemala, it's a little bit harder to dye with bright colored hair, because it affects your study, it affects your work, it affects all your environment. It's really harder.
Is it just not like socially acceptable?
Yeah, in fact, I had this tag or something like that, that people always tell me that you're like rock, right? Or you like that music, you like gothic study, right? You're gothic and all that, and I was like, yeah. I always love thinking out of the box, but also my mom is like, don't do that, please, because people are going to tell you things, and I don't want that. And fortunately, for some time, I had a really good boss, an amazing boss, and I worked as an accountant on that time. And I have these strips of hair with neon colors, and he always loves it. He always like, no, new color, I love it. So
it's really great when you actually do have a support system around you that not only is like cool with it, but it's just like, yeah, you go, you do something crazy.
Yeah.
What's the next thing?
Yeah. Then I moved here to the Netherlands, and I started with these bright colors, and I really loved it. And it's something like you cannot live, because it's permanent colors, and you can change it anytime you want.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's hair, it grows. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You mess it up, you can have another try. Just a quick input here. Again, if anyone's got any questions for any of us, feel free to put them down below and we'll answer them. We'll have a dedicated Q&A section in just a minute. But yeah, Sophie, how about you? What first kind of inspires you or draws you to being, because I've seen your Instagram, you've got like so many different like creations going on there, and a dedicated hair dye Instagram as well.
Yeah, well, I'm actually not using the dedicated Instagram anymore because it's too hard to keep up with both. And actually, my hair is kind of the thing that my Instagram revolves around anyway. Also, not only the dye, but the cuts, you know. I love, that might sound weird, but I love people's reactions when I change my hair because I've been told and quite bullied as a child because like, you're the weird one, why are you so weird? And I'm like, I'm gonna be more weird now. If that's what you think of me, I'm gonna take it all the way. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. So yeah, that really keeps inspiring me actually to keep shocking the people around me, because they're not really shocked anymore, but still, you know, I keep trying to take it further, weirdly.
There's nothing quite like going down the aisle in the supermarket and someone going,
oh yeah,
exactly.
That's the best. You actually hear them snap and you just go like, I know, right? I have green hair.
Actually, right now, for the first time, I was kind of like, people were being a little prejudiced at me at my new job for my hair color. I was like, really? We're like in 2020. What's the deal? But it's okay. They're moved over it now. Everybody loves it now. But at the first, I was surprised that there were still people like actually like.
As if like every pop star in the world hasn't like dyed their hair a weird color.
Yeah, exactly. And it says nothing about your capabilities or who you actually are as a person. Maybe you're just more like a fun person in life. Yeah. Because it's like you said, it's a blank canvas that grows back. So you can literally do anything you want. I don't think it's funny, but I think it's weird that people are like afraid to cut their hair. Like, does it hurt you physically?
Well, they always say to me, it looks so good on you. I could never pull that off, but they don't try it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
try it.
I'm not afraid of the scissors. I'm not afraid of the dye. Just put it on and see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, just try it something else.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I am no stranger to if you mess it up, you can.
Exactly.
So what about
telling me
sorry, Lily.
Sorry, telling me that I love the way you think because you're so brave doing that to your hair, because you don't care anything about people talks about you because of that, and I'm just being me. I don't care if people don't like it because first I'm paying for it, so
exactly. And my thought is always, I'm the one that has to wear it. So I guess I'm the only one that has to care about it. And even your partner should be the one that's saying to you like, don't do that. And my boyfriend actually loves it because he has like a different girlfriend every month for the past 6 years. So
that's true.
I don't tell him when I got my hair anymore either. I just did this when I was.
He just comes home and
he came home and he was like,
surprise.
Yeah, I felt it coming, kind of.
Could you just move forward a little bit more, like your mic? Yeah, no worries. But yeah, thanks so much for that, guys. I think in a sec we're going to move on to the Q&A section of the show. But first off, we've got another video for you guys. This is a little slideshow of our hair dye lookbook that we did, and it is entitled "Pop Punk Hair." So enjoy. They look like they were having a blast in that photo shoot. I'm kind of jealous.
They look amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just to remind you guys, watching, if you've got any questions, please feel free to submit them below and we'll answer them to the best of our abilities. I've got a few that I've collected from our followers on Instagram as well. So we're going to start off with what is your guys' experience? Let me know which ones you've tried so far, but how long has it tended to last with you guys, and how have you managed to kind of like keep it up? Let's start with Brenda. What's been your experience so far with Ecstatic?
Yes, I only use Ecstatic. It's the orange one, and I truly love orange. I always come back to orange, so and I will definitely come back to this orange. And I think it pretty lasted pretty long. The way I use it is I try to just wash my hair once a week, so and then with cold water, so it won't bleed as much. And yes, the color did just last really long. I don't know exactly how much weeks, but normally I will dye my hair about the 4 to 6 weeks. So,
oh wow!
Yeah,
you got a decent amount of longevity out of that as well.
Yes, and it faded really nice. The color, the faded color was very nice. So that's why sometimes you can keep it longer.
Yeah, if you like the kind of faded pastel version of it, then yeah, you can get some longevity out of it. That's great. What about you, Lily? I think you've tried 4 of our colors now. What's your experience been with those so far?
So
excuse my birds. Sorry.
I have a lot of volume on my hair. Besides, I have undercut, but yeah, I have a lot of hair. I try to wash it 2 times a week to make it last longer. Also, I use a special shampoo for the hair color. When I don't wash my hair, because sometimes I have a really oily scalp, I use dry shampoo. And also it gives you volume if you want volume on your hair. Dry shampoo can help you. But with all this care, also I use cold water. And with all this care, it lasts about a month. The last split hair dye I did last about a month with the fading. I leave it like that because I wanted to change the color. It doesn't bother me at all. So yeah, something about a month. And now I'm
so sorry. He wants to be involved.
Don't worry. Yeah, so now I just re-dye my hair, so you can see it's pretty vibrant.
Fresh. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Henna?
For me, actually, I try to see how long it will actually take to, like, just like rinse out or fade away when I did the ombre hair. And I think since I had, again, like, if you, one thing I want to say, like, if you dye your hair on purely blonde or just blonde, so it doesn't have any other color residue on it, it will fade faster. At least for me, I have that type of hair. But if you keep building the color, every time you're, like, when you redo your hair, it will just stay longer because the hair will, at least, like I said, for me, it will suck up more pigment. So, for example, when I had the blue hair for 2 years, I think I dyed it 2 times a week. At first, no, 2 times a month. Sorry, and then maybe once a month. And with the Brave and Moody, which is the split dye, I think it was 4 to 5 weeks until I was like, okay, now I like need to do my hair just because I wanted to, but it still look really nice, just faded out. So I would say if you like pastel colors, you can just keep fading it until you don't have pigment anymore, or you can just keep adding on it, and then you'll have whatever color your hair you want for a longer time. Like I'm gonna say, like this green will not fade out in months if I don't do anything to it.
Green is a heavy color.
What about you, Sophie?
Well, actually, this dye, from my experience, is the one that lasts the longest and bleeds the least.
The least. That's great to hear, actually.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
It's so little bleeding. It's actually crazy. I used to have to dye my hair about every 2 to 3 weeks. Now I can just hold off to like 5, 6, even 7 weeks, depending on how faded I want it to be. And the pigment in the dye is actually strong enough to go over a not completely blank canvas. You get lazy after a while, and at the last failure, I didn't really want to bleach all over my hair again, so I did like a light bleach bath and just used more of the dye and less diluted version, so more true pigments, less conditioner or the white version. And then it's heavy, the pigment is heavy and strong enough to actually go over that. So, and like I said, it really doesn't bleed, so your hair is just not losing any pigments. But if you use a bleach bath to lift up your hair, it does come out. Like that's the positive part, because you also have dyes that just will never come out. How much you will lift your hair until it fries. This one actually will go out if you lift your hair.
Yeah, that's the risk of the box dye as well, the semi-permanent. The semi-permanent versus the permanent. But yeah, like you mentioned the bleeding and such, that's one thing that we really wanted to focus on, is because like being a vendor of hair dye, we get people's reviews and things for other brands when they come in and just like, oh, this color was great, but then it faded after one wash, or it really came out after the first. And that's one thing we wanted to focus on, is just like we want not only the color to last a long time, but we don't want half of it to disappear after the first one as well and just get everywhere. I just wanted to check, like, what has been your guys' experience with the bleeding, or any like being particularly messy during the dyeing process, because we've got quite a thick formulation compared to some
exactly.
So but it's not too thick. It's very and with the bleeding, it doesn't bleed just a little, or not at all. I even have white sheets and it doesn't come off, so that's a very plus fun.
And also it doesn't stain your skin.
No, exactly. It doesn't take hard scrubbing or like a heavy soap to just get it off.
The green does a little bit.
Oh, okay.
The green, a little one. Okay.
I had a little bit of that with Free, but I imagine the deep pigmentation of Jealous most likely would.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's not bad.
Oh, well, I'm glad about that. Do you guys have any tips for how to stop the staining? Because I tend to put a little bit of Vaseline on before I do mine.
Or oil. Maybe like if you have like a hair oil, you can just like run it not to the roots, but like kind of to the skin. If you get really oily skin, or if you get easily breakouts, then actually just using maybe your foundation as like a tiny bit of a barrier, because if you have already something that works for your skin so you don't break out, just like use a little bit of anything basically. But I would say oil.
That's cool. Do you have and how do you guys tend to keep, like, because I know you said that you dyed it once and you kind of left it to fade out for a little bit. The upkeep of the hair, do you guys do the conditioner trick, or do you have anything else?
Actually, I don't.
I do too.
I don't need to. So
I'm glad that you like it.
I usually buy a mask, a hair mask, and then put some color in it, and then once a week, I only wash it once a week, so and then after the shampoo, I will let it sit for 2 to 5 minutes, just to refresh it a little.
That's the benefit of a semi-permanent hair dye as well, because with a box dye, you mix it up and you have to throw it out immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the reaction's already happened because you have to mix the two. But if you've got semi-permanent and you've got some left in the pot, it doesn't go to waste, because if every time you wash your hair, you can mix it in with your conditioner. Keep it, like, as you can tell from me, I don't use much when I dye my hair, so I've got a lot left over.
Yeah.
So it means that when I wash my hair, I can just, like, of course I have to do 2 sets of it because I've got 2 colors, but just slap that on and it just kind of like keeps it up a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to have the same effect as if you bleached it again and applied it again, but over time it can just like keep it up so it's not fading as quickly.
Yes, and if you don't use the conditioner trick like me, because I have like a darker root and a lighter end, so it's not really applicable to me. But I just keep every leftover color that I have and just keep on mixing and making other shades. And there's no reaction, even if you have diluted it, so you can just keep out the color that you made for later, for a touch-up, or just to create another color. And something that is quite important to me is that the texture of the dye is also great with mixing other brands of dye. So it's not limited to Attitude hair dye. You can actually use any brand of demi-permanent hair dye to mix it. It works great. It mixes great. The texture keeps great. Yeah, it's not, depending on the other stuff that you're using, it doesn't get runny at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was another priority as well, was the mixability, because obviously we started off with a limited run of colors. We will be adding more in the future. Just wait for our next section. But if you start off with a limited range of colors, the mixability opens the door to lots of different shades, not just like half and half, but if you add a dash of this and a dash of that, like if you see on Sophie and on Henna, you've created your own kind of unique shades just by mixing.
Yeah. And that's what I like about it the most. You can just be creative with it.
Yeah, and it's also like what I found, like when I was actually mixing these two, I just have them here because, you know, it was like, for me, it's like when I'm trying to make a custom shade, like if I have a custom shade in mind that I want, I'm always afraid that the other color is going to overpower the other. So because Moody is a really purple based blue, I was like, is it gonna make the green brown or some yucky color? And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like start really small because I still want the depth of what Moody has. And then I just like kept mixing, and I was like, this is still staying green. And I was like, I actually made like a tinier pot just to see like in ratio how much Moody you actually need to change it to a yucky color, even though it's not going to be yucky, but like a weird color.
Theory.
Yeah. And then it just like the colors mix well together in a way that they're balanced.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. At least for those two. And what I can say for how I keep it up is, I do the conditioner trick. If you want, and you have sulfate-free shampoo that's white, you can also mix semi-permanent hair dye in your shampoo.
Yeah, it's always recommended.
Shampoo is the one that takes it out.
Yeah, it's the sulfates as well. Like, I know it's tempting to buy the cheaper shampoo, but it really is better for your hair to get the one that
it just strips your color faster, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for those tips, guys. We are actually going to move on to our next section in a sec, which is the future of Attitude Hair Dye, where we're going to be announcing the 4 new shades that we've got for our new year, for New Year, New Hair. And you guys are going to be the first ones to see it. But first off, we've got another little video so you guys can take a little break. And that is my tutorial for how I created my neon split dye. So enjoy.
My hands are shaking.
Welcome back. I had a lot of fun filming that.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, so this section is New Year, New Hair. We have 4 new products that we're bringing out for hopefully before New Year's or for New Year's, but based on your requests, actually. Before we get started, we've taken polls from our customers before, but I'd like to hear from you guys. What colors would you guys like to see us add to the collection in the future? I'm going to start with Lily.
Okay, so I really would like to see some teal color and maybe some neons.
Oh, awesome. What about you, Henna?
Neons, because
Hell yeah.
I want a good neon, and I believe your formula will oh wow, oh, chef's kiss.
We'll keep that in mind. What about you, Sophie?
I agree with the neons, but I'm also like really looking for a nice peachy kind of shade between orange and pink, and I really haven't found what I'm looking for yet, so I trust in you guys.
Hopefully we can make that dream come true in the future. What about you, Brenda?
Of course, yellow. That will be very nice. That's missing. And yeah, neons would be great. I also love pastel colors. So, but you can mix that yourself. So.
Oh yeah, with sensitive, you can make any of our colors.
Especially yellow. I love yellow. And it's also nice to mix with orange, so you can get other orange color. So yeah, I love the orange. Yes.
Well, I can reveal to you now, these are the 4 new colors that we are bringing out at the end of this year, beginning of next year. And get ready, Rob. Ta-da! Come on. There we go.
Woo! Nice. Woo!
A yellow.
Oh, I love that name.
Oh, I was waiting for a gray, actually. I totally forgot that I was actually waiting for a gray.
Oh, and that Mystic, that looks good.
Yeah.
Yes, we have Mystic, which is our deep teal color. We have Mellow, which is
a yellow.
We have Mellow, our golden yellow. We have Strange, our slate gray, and Ghosted, which is our bleach kit that we are going to be bringing out in the year as well.
Yes!
Great.
What volume is that going to be?
We are going to have 30 volume and 40 volume available.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Nice.
That's so cool.
My
How did
God.
you make a color that I mixed with my? I'm confused. Did you also make me moody and jealous because?
Are we violating your copyright?
I don't know.
You inspired them.
Hell yeah. Can we take the image down? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm not hiding behind the image again. But yeah, we
very good.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, look great.
Yeah, and we've taken on board your suggestions for the next collection as well. Obviously, these have been in formulation for a while, but you guys feel free to add your suggestions in the comments as well. And we've taken a note of you guys' suggestions as well. So we'll keep that in mind for the next few collections. We've basically got our eye on adding like 4 or 5 every like quarter maybe, or every half year. So that's what we're kind of aiming for at the moment. We'll definitely have new colors for the spring as well. That's what we're aiming for. So maybe some pastels for the spring. So, yeah, I'm so glad you guys like those, because we've been sitting on these secrets for a while now. But now this is the section where everyone who has submitted a question to us here, either in the chat or on our Instagram beforehand, they were entered into a draw to win 3 pots of free hair dye. And I've got my little list here where I, during the break, put everyone's name into a random number generator. So I can now announce our winners of the freebies. And the first one is Nikki Craxis. on Instagram. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We will get in contact with you after the show. Yep, congratulations. And I'll send you a message afterwards to let you know. So you can send us your address and we'll get those shipped off to you. Our second winner is Space Hamster. Congratulations. We'll get in contact with you afterwards as well. And finally, since you were the only person to ask a question, bacon pancakes. It's you.
Thank you so much. Very big applause.
Thank you so much for taking part. I know it can be difficult sometimes, or maybe sometimes you guys are shy to ask questions, but please feel free. We'll be doing more of these Attitude TVs in the future as well, and we always just encourage you guys to take part. But on top of that, I've now got a surprise for you guys. And just for taking part, because we're so grateful for you being a part of this, the images that you've produced and the kind of creations you've created with our products, and for taking part in this stream, you guys will also receive 3 pots of free hair dye as well. And you can pick from our current collection, or you can have some of the new colors when they're introduced as well. So feel free to.
Wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Yeah, no worries.
Time.
Gonna try them all.
Oh yes.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking part in this with us. It's been so fun to just hang out with you guys, because
Absolutely.
because we've all got so much in common, because we've all just been messing with our hair for so long. But thank you for taking the time out of your for some of us Sinterklaas to do this. But it is just always so heartwarming to see, because you some of you are Dutch and some of you are from all across the world as well. And it's just so great to get so many different people from so many different places together, and that's really what we aim to do with Attitude. So thank you so much, guys. A round of applause for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who's been watching and has taken part. We're going to sign off now. So if you guys have anything to say, like where people can find you on Instagram, your Instagram handles, we'll start off with you, Sophie. Where can we find you?
Schmofi, like it was presented, I think, on the screen. Yes, my name is Schmofi. You can find me there. Check it out, I would say, and check every one of these people out, because their feeds are gorgeous, absolutely, and I'm obsessed with everyone, and you should be obsessed too, just saying.
Yes. How about you, Lily?
Okay, you can find me like Lily Von Darko, also as shown on screen. I have a lot of alternative makeup looks, and also upcoming because of the season, so check it out. And
Yeah, that's on Instagram, just for your note. And what about you, Brenda?
Yeah, I'm like there's it's written down
On the screen.
I'm yes, it's Brandy Brenda on Instagram, and I post just normal looks through the day, or sometimes fantasy looks. So go get a look.
Okay, and Henna, last but not least.
Yeah, well, the same as for everybody else. So Hensunsi at Instagram, and I do hair, I do makeup, I do wigs. If you don't want to see my tail hair, that's now in the jar. And I also actually do a lot of, well, not now, but I used to do a lot of nonsense story type of things, like where I attack social stuff, like why women's razors are bad and men's aren't, type of thing. It's fun. It's lighthearted fun. So if you like hair dye, makeup, nonsense, just alternative
We love a
stuff,
bit of
then,
nonsense.
yeah, go follow. And like Sophie said, like I'm obsessed and friends with these ladies here now, and if you don't follow them, then I will personally attack you. No, I won't. Just saying, you're missing out in life if you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's been so wonderful to meet you guys, and thanks for taking part on this. We're all going to sign out now. So have a good evening, everyone watching, and you guys too. And have a good rest of the weekend. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.